This is a training video for the Zyto Elite for a biosurvey called Environmental Allergies. We're going to start with opening a client. Type in your client's name, or if you need to create a new client, please do so. I'm going to type in my test client's name. And then we're going to start a new session. This is the main Elite screen. From here, go to the second tab over and choose Biosurveys. Under Biosurveys, if you have the BICOM 2000, choose the BICOM 2000 Allergy Therapy Biosurvey for Outdoor Environment. If you have the BICOM Optima, choose BICOM Allergy Therapy Biosurvey Outdoor Environment. This tests for allergies or sensitivities to common outdoor allergens, including pollens from flowers, weeds, trees, grasses, molds, and insects. Then it evaluates the BICOM therapies best suited to treat the most pressing allergies, plus evaluation of any helpful allergy-relieving stored substance complexes. In the BICOM 2000, you don't have the stored substance complexes, so it will not test for those. However, both of them do create a potency of any residual allergenic substances at the end of the biosurvey if there's anything left after the BICOM treatments are figured in. As soon as you click on the biosurvey, it will begin. I have this in simulated mode right now, which means it's going to run quickly. As you can see, it's running through 534 different items. In real time, it takes much longer than this. But for the sake of expediency, to not just sit here and watch it scan, it's going to run through them quickly. In this biosurvey, if there are items remaining after the BICOM programs are tested for, doing its balancing rescan at the end, then they will be showing up here. And you can choose one or more of them. It's set to go as what's called a home accord initially, and because I found that the home accords tend to work very gently but very well with the body. However, you can choose to do other potencies if you wish. In the C, the K, the L, the LM, the higher potencies, M and double M, X potencies, or home accords. But if you like working with home accords, just leave them as they are. Go ahead and check them all. Okay, and then this is going to create an output. So as it says here at the top, you want to place your storage medium, whether that's an oral solution or topical preparation, or you can even use the BICOM chips to store the medium on. Place that in front of the hand cradle, or if you have the tower connected, then you can place it in front of the tower and you will see it choose whichever one you have hooked up, the hand cradle or the tower, for the output. And you'll see the blue lights come on as it's sending the signal of that potentized remedy. So when you're using the select, you don't have the option for the tower, only the hand cradle, but right there where the USB plug goes into the hand cradle is where you'll want to put your storage medium for it to charge. It only takes a few seconds to charge, like about 10 seconds or less. Okay, so once you have your selection, go ahead and press next. And you can see here on the screen how it shows where it is sending the output through. As soon as that's finished, a report is created. Okay, so here's our report showing the practice information, the client information, and the session date. This report shows the reactivity to the various environmental stresses or stimuli. When a patient is exposed to certain stimuli that can cause stress in the body's organs and ability to maintain health and homeostasis. The BICOM bioresonance therapy can be helpful in assisting the body's ability to regain and maintain a healthy state, which then will reduce the allergy symptoms. This particular biosurvey pre-selects 60 biomarkers or out-of-range stress items, and those are shown in this diagram. The ring right here shows the range, which in this case is 5.74. That's the baseline at which things are determined to be no longer a stress versus a stress. The next page is a list of these items with showing the deviation ratio from most out of range to least out of range, the top 60. And as you can see, there's various items in here, such as trees, grasses, weeds, molds. There may be insects mixed in here as well. Again, another mold, and so on. So some of these may be very significant for where the patient lives in their environment, and some of them may not seem significant, but they may have picked up a sensitivity from traveling, or there can be cross-reactivity showing up because it's testing through 534 items. Of course, there's going to be some cross-reaction between different species of trees, weeds, grasses, and so on. Okay, so that's just the list of those items. And it may also help the patient to realize that, if they're showing a high reactivity to something that can be removed from the environment or changed in the environment, they may want to go ahead and do that just to reduce their stress level. The next page shows the BICOM programs that are indicated right now, starting with basic therapy, a program to support meridians and organs of elimination, a symptomatic relief, something to help with the immune system, and then a specific allergy program. In this case, because it's a BICOM Optima biosurvey, there will be testing for a beneficial stored substance complex, in this case acne rosacea. So there may be some skin reactivity in this particular patient. That's how they manifest their allergies. The numbers to the far left here show the deviation ratio, or how highly did these programs score. So this is not the number that you would put into your BICOM. These in bold, these program numbers, are what you would type into your BICOM to do the programs. The next chart shows how each program contributes to reducing the stress. So in this case, we started with 60 out-of-range stressors. Program 126, the basic therapy, brought in over half, brought in 31 biomarkers, leaving 29. The next one left in only 17. The next one left only 8. The next one only resolved 1, so it wasn't as strong of a therapy for the patient as the basic preparatory therapies were, but still somewhat helpful. If this were an allergy therapy that required using these substances as input, then you can go ahead and create the frequencies of those to use in the input cup for your BICOM device. And I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to make note of a few of them because actually I think this particular therapy does not require input of the actual substance, but just to show you how we would do that, I'm going to write down the first 3. So deuteromycotina, and that's a fungus, botrytis, and blazing star morning glory. And we'll do the first 4, zygomycotina. A lot of mycotoxins and molds and fungi in this particular one. Okay. And then finally, on the report, a list of the things that were potentized. And these were actually sent into a potentization because they were still remaining at the end of the doing the BICOM treatment. So these would have been potentized into a home accord and then output together into whichever medium you wish your patient to use. So that could be oral drops, it could be a topical, it could be a BICOM chip, or anything else that you like blank homeopathic pellets. However, it would be best for your patient to take a remedy for a while. Okay, so we're going to go back over to the Elite tab here and see that actually doing that, the home accord did resolve the remaining stressors. Here they are. So these were initially out of range, then it was retested again with the home accord, and it did bring them back into range. So that was a very useful therapy. Now say that we did need to use some input information for the BICOM to do an actual therapy. Say that this particular program was an AI program that required input of the stressors. The way that we would handle that is to move them from the stressor table to the balancer table that we could then output those substances. Okay, so to move them, you use this green plus. It says import from the balancer screen, and we're going to import it from the stress table. So the ones again that we're going to choose are the Blazing Star Morning Glory, the botrytis, the deuteromycotina, and the zygomycotina. Molds and fungi names are hard to pronounce. Okay, so we've got those selected, and it says select stressor via size to move to the balance table. Click Next. And we see that here they are, moved back over to the balancer table. And keep in mind that these are not potentized at this point. These are in the original stress frequency form. So you can take either blank vials, or you can just put some water into the input beaker, the glass beaker that goes into the cup for the BICOM machine, and place that in front of either the tower or the hand cradle. I prefer the tower because it fits nicely right in there. And then you're going to select Output. It will bring you again to a screen where it's double checking what you're going to output. I'm going to select those items that were stressors, and we're going to say Next once I have my output beaker there. And it's sending the output. Again, if I had the tower connected, you would see an image of a tower here instead of the hand cradle, and you would see the blue lights coming out through that. Okay, so now I have what I'm going to put in the input cup for the BICOM to use for an allergy treatment. That's if this particular therapy were an AI program. In this case, I can see the details of it. It's an H+ DI, and it does not require putting the item into the input cup to modify the frequency. It's more of a patient's own frequencies program. But that's how you would do it if you wish to. Okay. I hope this answers any questions you may still have about how to run these biosurveys. But if you need to contact me, if you have more questions, you can reach me at Resonate Health. That's RESON, the number 8, HEALTH, Resonate Health @gmail.com. Thank you.